Hey Scavengers of the Waste, I'm Jake from Fallout, Oklahoma, and I'm happy to go over the general overview of the map I plan on using in the future explanations of the project, starting from the areas outside of Oklahoma to the main map of Tulsa and then onto some DLC-inspired areas. As time goes on, many aspects of this map will be added onto and expanded upon, so names and lines and other parts are subject to change as time goes on and as I progress the creation of the story. The main series of games have already shown what the western and eastern coasts would look like and how the survivors of those regions continue to exist. So in the grand scheme of the Wastes, my hope is to expand the lore of the middle part of the country and the Great Plains that exists within. To the north, you'll find the Midwest Brotherhood of Steel, having loose holdings and settlements from Chicago to Colorado, and currently using its influence to take the city of Wichita. To the west, you'll find Caesar's Legion. Its main holdings are in the old states of Arizona and New Mexico. The Legion has many occupations outside of those areas, such as Denver, Colorado, Amarillo, Texas, and parts of western Oklahoma. In the parts of western Oklahoma, the conquered tribes have been consolidated under the Golden Buffalo of Caesar's Red Okies. The Legion is currently contending with the Great Republics such as California in the west and Texas to the southeast. And talking about Texas, you'll find the Texas Republic to the south, using their rangers to control the roads between their walled cities and the ranches of the cowboy heads. They mostly control the lands of central and eastern Texas, but are contending with differing powers on all sides. One idea is the Republic's governor holds power in Waco between the three main cities of Dallas, Austin, and Houston. These cities could be called something else within the game world, but the idea is these three are the main powers inside the nation, alongside the leaders of semi-independent horse and Brahmin ranchers. Still looking outside of Oklahoma, but other than the major powers, you'll find remnants of super mutant armies that claim to be the successors from the Master's Army, like Gamarans to the north and Nazis to the south. Although both have been defeated, many bands of super mutants still roam the wastes, and some have even begun to group together in the hopes of reclaiming the Master's glory once again. Other than the super mutants, also spreading are rumors of other groups surviving the wastes. Like the Texas Brotherhood of Steel to the far south, a small group broken off from the Western Brotherhood, formed from the Texas Expedition, which was the main mission was to fight off the super mutants in the area, but became what the other chapters would call localized, following many of the aspects of old Texan culture and community living. Although its leadership wishes to join the Texas Republic, the leaders of which are not ready to let a group of technological nutjobs claiming to be Texans within the Republic. And the Starling Republic, a name which is up for change to the east of Oklahoma, focused mostly in Tennessee around the cities of Nashville and Memphis. The idea is that of New Vegas, but instead of gambling, their thing is music, finding, creating, and spreading music across the waste. The only other thing of note to talk about outside of Oklahoma that might come up in rumors or events is the extreme radioactivity from the Mississippi River and the Gulf. The swamplands, mostly located in Louisiana and parts of Mississippi, have all sorts of dangerous wild creatures coming out. Whatever bomb or bombs hit this region have fully mixed into the ecological environment. Now going into Oklahoma, but not yet the main maps, I want to mention Oklahoma City. Although it's not going to be an area that I'm going to explore in a game setting, I do want to express the idea that something there in the middle of the state has merged with the radioactivity of the bombs that landed and created a new weather phenomenon. Like the dust storms of the Dust Bowl, these new radioactive dust storms are not only worse for your vision within them, but also bring sickness and health problems not seen in the past. During these storms, everything and everyone is recommended to take shelter and avoid the residue left behind. Onto the main map around Tulsa, starting from the outside and moving in, you'll find the tribes of Sequoia, split into four main ones to start with, but smaller tribal communities are also associated with the Sequoia concept. The Cherokee to the east, which is a group focused around isolation and survival. Choctaw to the southeast, a group focused on strength and community. Creek to the southwest, a group focused on war and expansion, and the Osage to the northwest, mostly focused on cooperation and contentment. When talking about the settlements to begin with, I'm thinking about for the tribes, they each have 6 smaller camps and 1 larger camp, except for the Cherokee, whose larger camp is occupied by raiders and Caliqua. These numbers for each one can change as I expand onto the factions, especially since they're all on the edges of the map and have more room than the ones in the middle. Next, let's go into the Kingdom of Muskogee, focused around the old castle of Muskogee, an old world Renaissance fairground turned into an idealized fiefdom, spreading even older ideas of kings and queens living a court life, and the everyday person living a more simplistic life, contributing to the royal court. Outside the main city of Muskogee, the smaller townships have been set up under local lords swearing loyalty to the royal family. Their main job is to send back food and other taxes to the main castle to continue the expansion of the royal court. The kingdom has also created local castle-like fortifications to fight off raiders and tribals, and to eventually fend off other local powers contending in the area. One such power contending with them is the 6-6 Guard, where they're roaming trading caravans and highway patrols, projecting an ideal world of commerce and individualism. Originating outside of Oklahoma and Joplin, they have seemed to use the old highways to spread their influence and trade capacity, having a loose organization of allied towns and guard toll stations spread throughout the main map and beyond. Using a highway code to protect each other's common interests, from Miami to Bristow, the Guard mostly sticks to the highway, but does control a section of settlements to the north around Pryor and Claremore. The reason why the 66 Guard has been successful in traversing southwest is because the north and northeast have not only the Midwest Brotherhood of Steel to contend with, but also roaming groups of super mutants to deal with, like the large one fighting for control of Springfield under the super mutant named Delvin. And then to the south, the Guard has come up against a group that is almost the complete opposite of them in ideology, but is also contending for the highways. A organized group of biker-like raiders from Fayetteville that use violence to control any resources they can find. The people living in the territory are either members of the gang or basically threatened to work for it. The Death Riders of Fayette block the 66 Guard from connecting to other settlements wishing to become another member of the guarded trade block. This other settlement being in the area of Fort Smith, the Guard has to either contend with this group of raiders or find a way through more territories of tribals and or through the Kingdom of Muskogee, who is also on the edge about the amount of influence the Guard has in some of their northern settlements. The last major faction in the main map is the Second Confederation of Tulsa, focused mainly around the city of Tulsa and the radiated blast that is the center of it. Its governing body is located in the old Tulsa International Airport, which has become a town inside of the building itself. Inside and near the blast are ghoul-led settlements, but further away, the communities of the Confederation are a mix of ghouls and smoothskins, with a few super mutants and robots within the faction to add flavor. Moving past the main factions, you'll find many groups of raiders scattered around the map, like some North Tulsa raiders, heavily armed raiders around Fort Braggs and in Tahlequah, the Grovemen hiding in their tribal settlements to the north, Dust Bowl Wanderers holdouts scattered around the map, and the Texana tribe to the south. Before moving on, I want to briefly go over other places of interest in the area of Tulsa that will also likely become areas of the story, like touristy Route 66 landmarks, storm shelters, random Tulsa spots like Riverside Park along the Arkansas River, Senator Universe in Tulsa, the Metro School, Bass Pro Shop, etc., etc. Also, Oklahoma's casinos will be part of the game story, not only the small ones, but the three main ones in the area, like River Spirit, Hard Rock, and Skiatook. I hope to add in more little spots across the map eventually. Now going over the main idea for the map, let's move on to the main ideas that I've come up with for DLC concept areas. To the north, you'll find the Wichita Brawl. Located around the city of Wichita, you'll meet the Midwest Brotherhood with their Mid-Valley bunker and explore the city, with a group of independent scavengers to the south in the city that will be traded with called Naville Scraptown. To the west, you'll find the Western Showdown, stretching across the western Oklahoma, mostly around the lands between Elk City and Lawton. Here, you'll be contesting between Caesar's Red Okies and the Texas Republic, with a small independent Apache tribe on the eastern edges of the area trying to protect their ancestral lands. And then to the south, you'll find the Broken Enclave, located in the area of Broken Bow and Broken Bow Lake. The free community of bowmen and the Hatchet tribe, although having their own aggravations with each other, have both seemed to become wary of a hidden group of assailants contending with both of them. This group being the Broken Enclave, operating from the post-Broken facility, trying to regain their strength. They are conducting experiments on the locals in hopes to create a new army and retake control of the wastes. And those are a brief look at the areas of the story DLCs in the main map. The last thing I wish to go over is the location of the 5 planned vaults I wish to expand on. There's going to be 3 in Tulsa, 1 in Oklahoma City, and 1 in western Oklahoma. The three in Tulsa are currently Vault 54, the Eternal Library, located under the Tulsa Community Courthouse; Vault 86, the Ford Nexus, located in the Sportsman Acres community to the east of Tulsa; and Vault 26, Practical Isolation, located under the Woodland Hills Mall. The other two are currently Vault 19, the Social Pot, somewhere in the middle of Oklahoma City; and Vault 72, Hallucinogenic Halls, located in the town of Weatherford and western Oklahoma. And that's everything I got going currently for the map. If you enjoyed this, please like the video and subscribe. Comment any ideas or suggestions below, and I hope to see you guys again next time. Thanks again, Scavengers.